Good afternoon, everybody. We're here today to launch an important new county mission, the Cuyahoga County Department of Sustainability. This is exciting because it will help the county, it'll help our 59 communities, it'll help our local businesses and the residents to save money, and it'll help us create jobs. I'd particularly like to thank the partners standing alongside me: Harriet Applegate of the North Shore Federation of Labor, David Beach of Green City Blue Lake Institute, Nicole Sticka of the Council of Smaller Enterprises, and I'll introduce the others in a moment. Their active participation, as well as the collaboration of other key business and community leaders, is central to the Department of Sustainability's core mission of saving energy costs and propelling green economic development. Last year, County Councilwoman Sunny Simon took the initiative to put into motion the legislation that would create the Department of Sustainability. Without her fine work, this new development today would not be happening. And today we're here to formally launch that department and announce its very first director, Mike Foley, and its first deputy director, Shanelle Smith. With this announcement, the county's making strides to ensure that our region will become more sustainable and energy efficient. Through the Department of Sustainability, we plan to initiate money-saving, energy-efficient measures, promote green economic development, and educate our region on the environment. I'm pleased that Mike Foley has agreed to head the Department of Sustainability as the director, and I look forward to working with County Council to confirm his appointment. Mike is a former member of the Ohio House of Representatives, representing constituents of the 14th District since May 2006. As a former colleague, I worked with Mike, and I can tell you that Mike has worked passionately as a legislator on various issues on the state level regarding sustainable energy and energy efficiency. We're lucky to have his leadership in county government and look forward to his collaborating with local businesses, schools, nonprofits, and other local governments to reduce energy costs, institutionalize environmentally sound best practices, and create jobs in Cuyahoga County. And I'm also proud to announce Shanelle Smith as the Deputy Director of the department. Shanelle brings a wealth of experience to this position, as she recently served as the local director of Emerald Cities Cleveland, a national nonprofit network of organizations working together to advance sustainable energy initiatives while creating greater economic opportunities for all. I'm confident that with the leadership of Mike and Shanelle, this new county department is off to a great start. Now, I would like to turn the podium over to Councilwoman Sunny Simon, the driving force behind this initiative and sponsor of the legislation.
Thank you, Executive Budish, and I look forward to working with your administration and appreciate the support you've given for this initiative, and second to my council, who supported this idea several months ago. And we had a vision of how this department could transform the county into a leader, not only within the county, but regionally. There's so many opportunities for the county to move forward and show what can happen with green energy and sustainable practices, not only jobs, but conservation. And we see this as a triple bottom line win-win situation. I want to welcome the people next to me and our new director and co-director, and look forward to really harnessing your expertise and knowledge and leadership, and really expect a lot out of this department. And I think we're going to see how much we can do here at the county with and bring jobs and labor. And with this kind of team behind us and this executive and my council colleagues, I think we're going to see a tremendous win. So I want to say thank you. I have a lot of gratitude and excitement about what's around the corner. Thank you.
All right, now I'd like to introduce the new director, Mike Foley.
Thanks. Thank you, Executive Budish. Thank you, Councilwoman Simon. I really do want to thank you guys for just the leadership and, you're putting some trust in us, Shanelle and I, and we appreciate that. And we know this, I think Shanelle and I know that this is a task that is both important for government to take on. There's governments across the country, local governments across the country that are having same kinds of initiatives around sustainability and energy efficiency and greenhouse gas reduction. And we know that's a tall order and an important order. The climate change is a real concern. It's not something that's going away anytime soon. And we know that we need to do our part in Cuyahoga County to both address it and address it in a way, in a fashion that helps us grow, helps us create jobs, helps us reduce costs for residents and businesses. And so we both know, I think, that that's a tall task and a tall order to help organize that or help be a kind of an organizing force within the county, and that we will, we're going to do our best. So I think we're both looking forward to the challenge. I think we're probably both nervous a little bit about the challenge because we think it's a tall task. I got to tell you, I'm also a little nervous. I was thinking about this. I have not had a boss on an organizational chart for, I think, 17 years. So I have to think through all those new dynamics of having a boss. But I think that with the help of, and I have a good boss, by the way, and I've worked with Armond, Executive Budish, for 8 years in the legislature, and I think we've got a good working relationship, and so I'm excited to work with him on this endeavor. But I also know we've got great partners in this community. David Beach, Harriet Applegate, Nicole Sticka, from great partner organizations who are going to both help us in kind of making sure that the department goes where it needs to be going, helps keep us honest, and pushes us to perform. So I think that I'm excited today. I know Shanelle's excited today, and we appreciate everyone being out today. And I'm going to turn it over to, I think Harriet's going to say a couple words as well, and David and Nicole. So Harriet with the AFL-CIO from Cleveland, North Shore AFL.
Thanks, Mike. Congratulations to you and Shanelle. This is a great day. And thank you so much, Executive Budish, for bringing this about. I think it's, I'm thrilled about this. The Department of Sustainability is a job creator, and in Cleveland, it's an economic engine, for an economic development engine. And I want to mention that it's bringing together efforts already underway. The county has already a good track record on sustainable economic development, and this is the perfect time to bring all of its work together under one roof. We also have Cleveland's Sustainability 2019 initiative that's been going on for a few years. And you also have a port. The Port Authority has been working on, I think, very sustainable development issues as well. So this is a perfect time for the county to bring it all together into a Department of Sustainability. And I think because of the synergy of bringing together initiatives that are already going on, it will spark new initiatives and new energy and new ideas. And it will, that synergy will, I think, can very well make Cuyahoga County a national model, certainly a national leader in these efforts. And that is very exciting, and it's a terrific, it's a great day. So I applaud the creation of this department. The jobs that are going to be created around this effort are going to be good jobs, whether they be on the lake with the wind farm or refurbishing buildings to make them green. These are good jobs. These are the kinds of jobs that this county needs, that our region needs, and it's a win-win. There's no downside to this, and it's a very exciting effort because I think it's going to put our county on the map in terms of being a leader in sustainability. And if you're a leader in sustainability, you are a leader across the board, because sustainability is the way of the future. It's certainly the way to a strong economic future. So it's a great day, and thank you so much for making this happen.
Thank you.
And David Beach.
So thanks, everybody. I'm David Beach. I direct the Green City Blue Lake Institute at the Cleveland Museum of Natural History. And I've been a long-time observer of environmental and sustainability issues here in Cleveland and Northeast Ohio. And I just want to thank County Executive Budish and Councilwoman Sunny Simon for their work to build a strong Department of Sustainability within county government. As Harriet said, this is truly a great day for the county. I predict that this is going to be seen as a very smart move. Now that sustainability staff are in place, they're going to start asking the right questions and connecting the dots across departmental lines within county government. And a lot of good things are going to start happening. Energy savings, cost savings, more jobs, a healthier environment, programs to help residents and businesses make the whole county a more competitive place to do business, as well as increasing citizen engagement on a whole host of issues. That's what's happened in other places that have started departments of sustainability. I was part of helping the city of Cleveland develop its Department of Sustainability years ago, and it's done wonders for the city and it's helped raise the whole profile of this region known nationally now as a center of interesting things happening related to sustainability. National publications are starting to recognize Cleveland in that regard. So I know I speak for many other citizens around the county and who are very excited about working with this new department, and especially about thinking about long-term strategies to reduce our carbon emissions and work on climate change issues. There's tremendous appetite to get involved and work on these things. So I know I look forward to working with Mike and Shanelle in the coming months, and many of my colleagues do as well. So I'm excited to get going. So thank you.
Good afternoon, and congratulations to the county and more importantly to also Mike Foley and Shanelle Smith for their new leadership in this position, because this is going to be a pivotal role that they will play in advancing the sustainability and energy efficiency of our county and working with the business community to really help them embrace sustainability, move the needle here in Cuyahoga County, and to work with organizations like COSI that has been at the forefront of working with small businesses for more than 15 years in the energy and sustainability space to help them advance energy efficiency in their small businesses and to recognize that this is an economic development opportunity. So with that, congratulations, and I certainly look forward to working with this new leadership and with your tall task and order of business will definitely keep you honest and accountable to all of those goals and measures and metrics that together we'll accomplish here in Cuyahoga County. Thank you.
All right. Reluctantly, but I'm grabbing Shanelle because she should say a few words too here. Shanelle was really a great opportunity for us to create this department in a way that will be sustainable. So thanks for joining us.
Thought I was going to escape giving remarks. So I'm just really excited for this opportunity to work for the county and to serve this community that I moved to in 2009. Cuyahoga County has really been a home to me, and it's an excellent opportunity to drive sustainable economic development. Like it was mentioned by many of my colleagues here, energy efficiency and sustainability creates good jobs, jobs that pay family-sustaining wages, but also reduces our carbon emissions and creates savings that we can use to hire other personnel in the county or for other building owners. I'm just really looking forward to getting to this tall task. I'm not nervous. I want to be aggressive about this because we're in competition with other counties around the country, and I want Cuyahoga County to be #1. And so here we go, day one.
All right. Well, I'm sure my colleagues up here would be happy to take any questions if you have any.
You talked about reaching out to business. How will you be doing that?
Well, I'll answer first, and then I'll let others speak. But my first experience in a big way with the sustainability stuff was, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 years ago. I was president of a nonprofit organization here in Cleveland that owned a building. And long story short, we brought in a company that put in new heating, cooling, put in new windows, changed the thermostats and the way this worked. And the results are something that I know Dave Greenspan would appreciate. We ended up and they guaranteed this. They said, you will save money when you do all this, you put in all this new stuff, and in fact, you'll save enough money in a short time to pay off all this new stuff. And I think at the time it was 10 years that they said you'd be able to pay it off. I think we ended up saving enough to pay it off in like 7 or 8 years, and went forward and saved money for years after that. That's the sort of thing that one of the things that I would envision this new department can do for county government, for local governments, and for businesses. We can take it out to the local businesses. We can work with COSI and help them engage in this kind of money-saving opportunities as just one example. With that, I'll let others respond. Do you want to say something because it was business-oriented?
I'd be happy.
Yeah, come on.
Engaging small businesses, as many of you know, can be very difficult because they wear many different hats, and energy and sustainability are not necessarily top of mind for most businesses. They're more concerned about running their business and making that sale and keeping the lights on. And so when you can speak to the bottom line savings, that is really what hits home for most businesses, regardless of their size. And it's that at that point, once you've engaged them in energy efficiency, that you can then begin to help them understand ways in which they can integrate sustainable business practices within their business and then really move the needle. But it's those testimonials and the case studies that we need to start sharing more broadly so that businesses understand that they too can play a part in this. But more importantly, it's also identifying and creating resources that can help them actually get to that point, from education to financing vehicles, and really arming them with the knowledge and know-how to get to that next point. But it's going to be a collaborative effort for sure. That we can't do this alone, and it's going to definitely take a team effort.
Thanks.
Yeah, no, look, I think Nicole is correct, and I think that, both Shanelle and I have a good relationship with COSI and with Nicole personally. We've met consistently over the last, 6 to 8, 9 months around just kind of sustainability issues in Cuyahoga County. So I think there's a natural relationship both with us personally and COSI, and also with I think local government and COSI. So I think that communication is very key. I think helping, we need to work together, especially on understanding both why this is important for small businesses to take advantage of energy efficiency measures, or maybe getting into power purchase agreements on solar panels on flat roofs. But also, I think the more important thing, and I think that something that especially Shanelle has really worked hard on is on financing mechanisms, and I think we need to make that as clear and easy to understand, because this stuff is complicated. How do you rate solar panels? How do you rate energy efficiency measures? How does that compute back into what you're paying on a monthly basis for your electricity costs? I mean, those are things that I think we need to do a good job of explaining to people in a very clear, concise manner, both in terms of how it helps potentially save money and also what it does for the environment. Because I think that, I think part and parcel of what we believe in is that this department will help in the larger efforts around greenhouse gas reductions and environmental concerns.
Any other questions? Andrew?
You guys have been talking what sounds like a lot of kind of outreach efforts and stuff like that. But can you describe how exactly or what exactly the department might do this year in order to try to pursue some of the stuff that you guys have been discussing?
Right. This is day 2, Andrew, by the way. I just want you to know that.
That's okay. After 3 weeks, they asked me what took so long.
I mean, it's that stuff look, one of the things we want to do is, I think we want to create an advisory kind of committee of smart folks like these guys, and I think we're going to talk to CASE and maybe NASA and kind of folks out there who've been working around the sustainability kind of measures over the years, and help develop kind of some group that we can at least get feedback from or sit down with and say, all right, here's 3 things we're thinking about. What do you think of these things? And they'll push back and say, well, here's the 4th or 5th. So I think that those are having community partners out and who work on this stuff on a day-to-day basis. I think this is something that we see that we want to develop. too is that I think that there are people, and I don't know how organized things are, but there's struggles in Ohio in terms of financing projects because of state legislation that was passed last year, and I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. But I think we think that there are still investors out there who are willing to look at Cuyahoga County and invest in projects and help put together hopefully some schematics that will be available and beneficial to residents. It's stuff we're still working on, but we think that there's people out there who may be interested in helping to fund sustainable efforts in Cuyahoga County. So I think there's outreach at kind of the finance level, there's outreach in the community level, and one of the things I would like to see us do at some point, and I haven't talked to the executive about this, but I'd love to see us, have some, be able to help foster people out in the community just going out, talking to other friends, neighbors, businesses, small businesses, and making sure they know what's going on in terms of energy and environmental issues and sustainability issues in Cuyahoga County. But I think those are things that on day two are just kind of, broad brush strokes of things that we're thinking through. And we'll have, I think, a better idea, hopefully, in the next 30 to 60 to 90 days.
And I might add that we've spoken about this before, but the importance of Lake Erie and preserving Lake Erie, making sure that we protect Lake Erie from the invasive species and the algal blooms, and I would view the Department of Sustainability as our key point organization to do whatever we can as a county to protect our lake. Any other questions?
Yeah, I guess also, so this is before you and I were here and all that stuff, but the county government previously had sustainability initiatives that, as I understand it, the County Executive Fitzgerald either absorbed in other functions or somehow it's not with us anymore today. So how will what this department maybe do differently than that one did? And then also, how will you tell if it's actually effective? What measures are you going to use to track it?
I can speak. At least to the first question regarding the sustainability department that was here at the county when we arrived. The department, I don't think, was fully supported by the commissioners and seemed to be focused on internal operations, including basic operations such as recycling programs within the county, some minor green building initiatives. This will be much larger. This department, the vision for this department is to really upscale what we can do throughout the county. It's going to be important to concentrate internally, to do what we can with our buildings and recycling and bring that to a level. But really what's different is the outreach into the community and the connection and the partner to businesses, to workers, to municipalities, to schools, to universities. So this is a much greater scale. I think that's the big difference. And that's the vision. And I think we're going to do it in terms of accountability. I think we're going to start to see actual results from consumers, such as municipalities, who have outstanding audits on their municipal complexes waiting to be completed. And I think we're going to be able to measure by way of customers and what we're doing in terms of servicing not only the businesses but residents. What I see for this department is really being a resource center for all of the county with the residents and the businesses. So this is a place, a one-stop shop, I think, where we can provide all aspects of sustainable practices to include and incorporate the workers and the labor. So I think that's what's different. It's just a broader scale and a bigger vision.
In terms of metrics, I can't stand here today and tell you the metrics. I can tell you that there will be metrics to measure. One of the first things we will do is work with the director and deputy director to set those metrics. We will be doing that not just in sustainability but across the county. We want to know what's working, what's not working. We need standards to test that. We will be testing virtually everything we can, and those programs that are working we'll support, and those that are not will be eliminated, and we'll move to other things.
Just on metrics, can I just add one thing? It's, some of the stuff is hard to measure, but in fact, I was doing some research yesterday, and Plain Dealer, you guys wrote something in 2008 using like 2002 data on carbon emissions out of Cuyahoga County. So and you know, there's different measures of you know, both emissions and what's a green job, but we are trying to figure out what's the standard kind of state of the art way that you measure this stuff. So things we want to know is how many green jobs do we have in Cuyahoga County? How many will we have in a year and a half, 2 years from now? What are our carbon emissions now? What will they be in 2.5 years from now? You know, and what have they been for the last 2.5 years? So I think we want to be able to, you know, hopefully in a month or two, be able to sit down. Here's what we know are benchmarks right now. Here's what we should be measured against, both by county council and by the executive and by the community in a time period that makes sense. And I think those are one of the things we're going to ask the kind of community partners to help us figure out what makes sense in terms of what measurements going forward, what we want to reduce things to or increase things to.
Okay. All right.
One last question.
Okay, one last one.
It's a pleasure I get of being one of the only reporters here.
That's great.
Will the department, I think, as I recall, has like a $200,000 budget for personnel. Do you expect that you might either provide additional county funding to help pay for, you know, materials or labor or something like that, or do you envision seeking outside funding for this? Or can you speak a little bit more about what types of things the department might do in that regard?
Well, we have a director and a deputy director, which salaries will take a large portion of that budget. To the extent, I think there's a little bit of room left under that, and that will be available to the director and the deputy director to use as they need. I anticipate that much of the work, at least at the outset, will be accomplished by their efforts. I do believe that there are opportunities for outside funding for different projects and programs, and that's probably where we are at the moment. Okay, thanks everybody for coming.